Heartbreaking moral stories. The greatest gifts are not wrapped in ribbons, but in the sacrifices we make for those we love. There's something profound about stories that touch the deepest corners of our hearts. These moral tales don't just entertain, they transform us, teaching life lessons through tears and reminding us of our shared humanity. Tonight, I invite you on an emotional journey through stories that will challenge your heart and leave you forever changed. Life presents us all with impossible decisions. The characters in tonight's stories face challenges that mirror our own deepest fears. The pain of loss, the burden of sacrifice, and the desperate search for redemption. These aren't just fictional dilemmas. They're reflections of the moral crossroads we all encounter. Our first story is about Maria, who worked 3 jobs to support her ailing mother and younger brother. When her mother needed expensive surgery, Maria sold her wedding ring, the only thing left from her late father. As she handed over the jewelry, her mother whispered, "The greatest treasure isn't what we keep, but what we're willing to give away." Years later, when her mother passed peacefully, Maria found a small box under her bed. Inside was the wedding ring, along with a note. "My dear daughter, I sold my own jewelry to pay for the surgery. Your ring was too precious. It held your father's love and your sacrifice. Now it holds mine too." Our second story brings us to 8-year-old Ahmed, who promised his grandfather he'd visit every day. But as school got busier and friends grew more important, his visits became weekly then monthly. One winter morning, Ahmed found his grandfather's chair empty. He had passed quietly in his sleep. In his grandfather's room, Ahmed discovered a journal filled with entries. "Ahmed didn't come today, but I made his favorite tea anyway just in case." The last entry read, "I understand he's growing up. I just hope he remembers that love isn't measured in time spent, but in promises kept." The third story follows Sarah, a single mother working double shifts, who forgot her daughter Emma's 8th birthday. When she came home exhausted, she found Emma had baked a lopsided cake with the words, "Happy birthday to me," written in crooked icing. "Mommy," Emma said with teary eyes, "I made this for us to share. I know you work so hard for me." Sarah broke down, realizing her daughter's understanding had become her burden. That night, they ate the imperfect cake together, and Sarah promised that love would always come before work, a promise she kept for the rest of her life. In each story, there comes a moment when everything changes, when characters realize that the things we think matter most pale in comparison to the love we share and the time we have together. These pivotal moments don't just change fictional lives, they hold mirrors to our own relationships and choices. Maria learned that sacrifice multiplies when returned with love. Ahmed discovered that presence is more valuable than presents. Sarah realized that success means nothing without someone to share it with. These stories remind us that morality isn't found in grand gestures, but in daily choices. Every interaction is a chance to choose love over convenience, understanding over judgment, presence over productivity. The tears these stories bring aren't just for fictional characters. They're for the parts of ourselves that recognize these struggles. The greatest stories don't end when we stop reading. They continue in how we choose to live. They whisper to us in quiet moments asking, "What kind of story are you writing with your own life?" Which of these stories resonated most deeply with your heart? I'd love to hear about your own experiences with love, sacrifice, and life's beautiful lessons in the comments below. Your stories matter too, and they might touch someone else who needs to hear them tonight. Don't let the emotions end here. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our heartwarming tales. If these stories moved you, please share them with someone who needs a reminder of love's power. Ready for more? Check out our playlist of inspirational bedtime stories, or watch our next video. 5 true stories of kindness that restored faith in humanity. I guarantee it will fill your heart with hope. Remember, every story we share plants a seed of compassion. Help us grow this garden of empathy by liking this video and spreading these moral lessons to create a more loving world. Thank you for taking this emotional journey with me. Sweet dreams, and may these stories inspire the beautiful chapters you're writing in your own life.